We are very much interested to start the basic data tools related to the minimum basic part in AHS, I think. How the specification is linked with other objects related to EHS and how it is involved in the process of report shipping, how it is involved with expert servers and WW servers, how it is involved in the logistic processes. All this information we will discuss from today onwards. It will take around 4 to 5 classes. As we know, CG02 is a transaction code for specification workbench. These are the specification types involved to create a specification. This is completely coming from the specification configuration. Generally, we use it to create the specification types in this place, and all these specification types will be we can able to see them in creating the specification, and this field is responsible for that. Why we have these many specification types and other, as I already mentioned 2 days back, in EHS, most of the objects are divided into categories and type. So coming to the general view, we can create a lot of specifications. Once we are creating those many, we can understand it is a bit hard to remember the things. That is the reason we are segregating the specifications into some specification types. Yeah, this is kind of a segregation by using categories and types. That is the reason we created all this stuff. Because if you remembering is a bit difficult and different. Based on the type of the specification, we created the specification types configuration, and finally we are putting the specifications inside the specification types. If it is related to DG, we are forming it as DG classifications. If it is related to finished or semi-finished goods, we are creating the product specification for real substances. If it is a raw material specification, we have raw subs available over there. If it is a basic specification, like which is taking the information, if it is related to product safety related information, ls underscore uh, list underscore sub is the one. And if it is taking the information from DG modules or DG related stuff, then LSUN specification substance is the correct one. So on the top level of creating a specification, just we have the categories. Always the categories will place on the top level. Next, the second level, the specification type, the types will be there. What does exactly mean by specification? I think you all, most of the people, you already touched EHS and you know multiple times you created the specifications and all. I hope you know what is mean by a specification. Can anyone give me the information of specification, or can I proceed further? For any specification have different properties. That is the reason we created a property tree and we put all the properties inside. What else more? Like if you're talking about acetone, what is the color? What is the pH value? What is the density? All these these are nothing but properties. We want to know the properties because we need to handle them in creating the MSDS and in creating with the compositions and all. That is the reason we will maintain a property tree and we will maintain all the specification properties inside there. What else is a specification? Specification is only limited to the property tree, or is it having anything more? It is always deal the concepts in environmental view. So the environmental view of a material is nothing but a specification. The environmental view of a material is nothing but a specification. A specification can contain multiple things. That is technical. Technically, what exactly a specification is containing. But definition wise, or how in reality we are representing the material, but we are dealing the same stuff in an environmental angle. That is the reason material consultant always think in their view. Everyone watching the same thing, but we are watching in a different view. As a AHS consultants, our view is different. We are talking more related to pHs and densities and all environmental related stuff. That is a specification. What material consultant will do? What is the basic unit of measurement? What is the quantity? What is the quantity which is present in the purchase order? So right now, what exactly the stock available for the material inside a plant? His angle is different. His feeling for the material is different. We are environmental consultants. We are EHS consultants. So our view is completely different. We try to add more information by assigning some of the objects which are really related to the specification. We want to create a link between the material and the specification. That is the reason we add the materials inside our specification. We are not specific to the material. We always concentrate what is the exact matter involved in that material. Suppose I will take a, a material like it can be a washing powder. It is a aerial washing powder. It is a product and it is available in 2 kgs, 5 kgs, and 10 kgs. Each and every packing is a material. 2 kgs is a material, 5 kgs is a material, 10 kgs is a material. We have 3 different material numbers available in the system because you need to sell the same material in 3 quantities, correct? You can't put a single material and you're not able to change the material quantity because that kind of packing is really important. If you keep on changing the quantity, you can't increase, you can't put the packagings or packet sizes. Including the packet size, the material will come. It will be prepared in the shop floors. So 2 kgs is a material. If you want to 4 kgs, we will add another material. Like we will increase the quantity into 2. So we will get 2 pieces and which gives 4 kgs. Otherwise, if you need 5 kgs, we will remove that material. We will put the 5 kgs material on into the sales order or something, and we will sell it. That is the way of material perspective. But coming to AHS, for 2 kgs, 5 kgs, 10 kgs, what AHS consultant will do? AHS consultant will ask a single question. What is the internal thing present for these 3 materials? It should be a single product, that is aerial. So I will create a specification for aerial and I will assign all these 3 materials inside this aerial specification. Specification S1 will be created, M1, M2, M3 will be added inside. So we are talking about product. What exactly the identifier section will do? Now aerial specification is created. What is the material name? Aerial 2 kgs, M2. Aerial 5 kgs, M3. Aerial 10 kgs. So this is the material name. What is the specification name? Aerial. That's it. It is product name. Aerial. Suppose it is having any chemical or any other stuff related. Otherwise, if there is any chance that this material is coming from any third-party tool and that material or the old material number we need to maintain or something, NumProd will be there. Or internally in the AHS shop floor, there is any serial numbers or material numbers, just add those product numbers. Those are the important things. And if it is having any formula number. If it is containing any UN number. If it is containing any cache number, cache descriptions. The same material can be used in multiple places, descriptions in multiple languages, identifiers in multiple languages. Let me go to the screen and you can have a better view. I initially start with this. In today's class, we will deal all the information related to specification. To identify a material, it's very hard to identify or remember the specifications by using numbers. You can remember hardly 10 numbers. If the count is increasing to hundreds or thousands, it is very difficult. That is the reason for identification purpose we create the identifiers. Identification, again, the category type concept will come. Categories, it is containing nam, num. Nam means name, number means number, and also formula also we can add. Specification type. Type will be, you can add whatever, based on the category, you can add n number of specification ID types, which are, it can be material, it can be a product, it can be sin, it can be INX, it can be trade secret, what exactly it is, whatever you want, you can create. This is just available in this configuration. Okay. After that, you have still, there is a concept language. Based on the language you can create, but which language needs to be preferred first? So that is the reason sorting sequence will be there. Based on the sort order, information will be shared. And finally, you need to maintain the identifier. So this is the concept of identifiers. And once the identifier is created, you can add it to the regulatory lists and also the validity areas. Okay, usage is available. So these are the different concepts which are available for identifiers. Again, after segregating the specifications into category and also types, still people are expecting more segregation. That is the reason nature is created. But most of the people don't use nature until unless it is really required. And also, it is a kind of a different variation, like whether the specification is a polymer or non-polymer. These kind of stuff generally we deal by using the nature and all. Authorization groups. Suppose I'm the AHS consultant, I create the specifications, but the people who are from the shop floor and everybody needs to access specifications. But my intention is they can see the specification. If I give the edit access, they will change the original data which I add the information. It will be difficult for me to every time I need to check the information and all. Otherwise, even if I say you people don't need access, they will start shout. So better, we need to provide access. That should be a display access. This is just an example. There are multiple cases like that. Even uh, sometimes it is strange. Other module people also ask for the authorization to see a specification or want the CGO to access. Then in such cases, we generally put authorization groups over there, and only we will add the necessary people to the authorization group, and we will maintain the authorization group inside the specification. So only these people can access the specification. Rest of the people can see it. In security level, we have different kind of authorizations. Even we will create some authorization objects, and we will assign the authorization objects to users. And finally, we will make it possible in the ground level also. This is just for the face level. So we discussed these three, and identifiers. Identifiers is just completed. So okay, identifier Arial. Arial is a bit. It is a suppose it is a dangerous code, then some part of dangerous codes information needs to be added to the main specification. What exactly kind of information it is? It should give the information related to the DG dangerous code class and packaging group. So in such cases, we can't add the UN list specification directly to the real substance. Why it is not able to? Because in UN list specification, the substance, we have all kind of packaging groups and also classes. We don't need that. Any material should have a single class and packaging group. There is no need to maintain all the information. So filtration is required. We have everything present in UN list specification. Then what we will do, we will take the class and packaging group separately, and we will create a specification for each and every class and packaging groups for the UN number. That will be the DG classification. So this is the way we create the DG classifications. Okay, we will create the DG classifications. We will add the particular DG classification systems in this place. In reference specification, we will add the DG classification. So all the information which is flowing from UN list that will be entered to DG classification. The information will be same flown into real substance. So real substance will become dangerous food. Okay, it's that kind of flow. How the information is flowing from one spec to another spec. Next, material assignments. Material people shout for something. Okay, from EHS side, do something and provide some checks or logics to the material existing. Make my material powerful. Then we will add the specifications to the material. Not like that. Just put the same sentence in reverse. We will add the materials to our specifications because we can add multiple materials in a specification, but multiple specifications cannot be added to a single material. Please understand the wording. We can add multiple materials inside a specification. That is 1:n ratio. We can add multiple materials. As per the example, I can add 2 kgs, 5 kgs, 10 kgs, 50 kgs also. Multiple materials. But inside a material, you can't add multiple specifications. In the same example, in 2 kgs, it is aerial, not Vim or something. So specification will be same, single, 1:1 relationship. For any material, it is 1:1. For any specification, it is 1:n. We are allowed. Sometimes, if you want to add the plant-related information, still you can add. You are limiting the plant to a particular specification. Then, in such case, it is okay. Maybe in another plant, it is a different specification. It depends on the business, so you can add. Most of the business requirements will have a single material only we will add here. We don't treat the plant. Mostly in recipe management, we use this kind of status, and we call this module separately as status management. We have different kind of statuses available based on the status. We can't edit the information in the specification. Once the approvals or the workflow is completed, then only it will go to live, obsolete, released. For different statuses it is. First, we will maintain some information, we will go for approvals, and some approvals are given, and finally we need to add some more information, and finally it will go for the reviewers. Reviewers will do that, and finally, as for the workflow, it is completely automatic, and finally the spec will go to live mode. Live mode means it can be used in other specifications or other materials or logistic processes. Relationships, how the relationship will be formed. We already discussed some DG related settings. In the relationships, we will add the in product specification. Generally, we don't use the relationships. We add the relationship stuff inside the raw materials, because in product we generally maintain the raw materials information inside the composition. Compositions will get the raw materials specification information. In raw material specifications, we will use the relations by adding the. Let me draw a diagram, then you people can understand, because I'm talking about multiple things. It's hard to understand. Okay, what exactly you have finally? That is your product specification or real. Product specification. What exactly present in the product specification? There can be concepts. Okay. How these two will be linked? By using composition. Okay. What exactly raw materials, raw substances contains? Raw substance contains pure substances. Again, it is also come from composition. We'll flow to this one. Where the pure substances will come? Pure substance will come from finished substance. How they will be added? By using inheritance. How information will come into this substance? Content. What exactly a product specification contains? Contains DG classifications. How they will be added? By using reference. Next, how a DG classification substance will form? From UN list. UN list specification will be attached by using transport specification. How the information will be filled inside UN list specification? By using content. Okay, this is the complete information which will be noded into product specification. Product safety content related product safety content will be flown into list substances first. This is the way you get generally all the toxical, eco-toxical, ecological, biological first aid advisors, H&P statements, classifications, labeling information. All the information will be flown into these substances from content, and it will be given to pure substances. Pure substances will be added into raw substances by using standard composition. Now, the information will be flown into real substances by using standard compositions. Everything is added into there. And finally, what you will do in product specification, you don't put the pure substances or something directly into this. You just run the BOM-BOSS at this place. You execute the BOM-BOSS. Bill of material to bill of substances. It is CG37 transaction code where BOM will come from the material side. BOM exactly means bill of materials. What exactly the finished product or something will be formed inside by adding all the semi-finished or raw materials inside. So this kind of flow will be present in BOM, and in I can open the BOM also. In CS03, we can able to see the bombs. We need to check some data inside the system. So better we can, what we will do, we will check for the system. Table is already open. Good. Some items. Don't give all, just give me 10 records. I can see the entries, but the entries are not populating. This is a bit strange. I can understand as it is a test system, but actually it should contain some entries. No, some problem is with the bombs. Generally, we can able to see the bombs in CS03 transaction code. It is completely the responsible of the material management team to provide the bombs inside the system. Once the bombs are created, the boss will be created by using the transaction code CG37. This is the transaction code from bomb to boss, and you need to provide the plant information and the material information. Then, if you execute that, automatically the bomb which is containing on in the material master will come. And finally, you need to execute the transaction to create the boss specification for that. If you execute the boss specification, the raw materials automatically added inside the composition. Means the product material will directly link to the product specification. What exactly the raw materials present inside CS03 transaction? What are the raw materials or semi-finished which are present inside CS03 transaction? That is the bill of materials. Those materials will get a specification from EHS side. Means every raw material will be created in EHS as a specification, and the specifications will be linked directly to the composition. Okay, this is EHS. Please go to standard proprietary. Exact composition based on products. Once you execute that boss transaction, you can able to see this exact composition based on products will be filled automatically, and the composition will be filled at this composition will be filled at this place. What are the raw materials involved in the bill of material? Those raw materials will have specification from EHS side, and the specifications will be added in this composition. Composition will be containing the percentage of the value, average value percentage, or lower and upper limits. All the unit of measurements will be come based on the exact bill of material. So the information will be directly added into standard compositions. Okay, this is the way we add the raw specifications inside product specifications. It is not a manual activity. It can be done by using the bomb boss, and it will be triggered automatically. Or if you are very much interested to do manually, you can add. So this is the concept of composition addition inside product specification. In raw materials, we need to add manually the standard composition. Standard composition will give, like, if the raw material is there, in the raw material, how much chemical is involved in how much percentage. That will give you the standard composition. Inside standard composition, please go to pure substance. Please add the pure substances which are involved based on the percentage. So this is pure substance, and these pure substances will be added inside the standard composition of the raw substances manually. So this is a manual activity. Next, you added the standard composition inside raw specifications, and you need the standard composition inside product or real substances in this one. Okay, now you will execute the rules. You will execute the rules. What rule will do? Rule will check exact composition. What is the raw substance involved in this? And it will go to the raw substance and it will check the standard composition involved in the raw substance. And finally, it will do all the calculations and it will create the standard composition based on the raw materials which are involved in the exact composition. Based on the exact composition, it will create the standard composition. Inside standard composition, you can able to see the pure substances. Inside standard composition, it is always we will display the pure substances percentages. In exact composition, we will represent the raw specification percentage. So inside a product, we can able to see in both the angles. What are the raw material percentage inside the main specification, that is exact. What is the pure substance or chemical composition which is present inside the specification? You can able to see it in standard composition. Other compositions will be filled based on the rules only, like hazardous ingredients, what are the different hazardous information maintained in there. So this kind of stuff will be filled automatically by running different kind of rules, and the hazardous information will be filled automatically. So this is up to this place. List substances we will get from the content, and the content will directly flow into pure substances, but we will put some filters or something. Why we already discussed this topic. I think I created a template. Based on the template, it is there are filters on rating. Inside validity area, there are filters out there, and also filters on identification types and categories, and also filters on value assignment types. What is the value assignment type you just want to flow from list to pure? Those information will be filled in the template, and based on the template, the information will be filled inside pure substances. So information will come up to this place. Once the information reaches here, just the information will be asked to standard composition, okay, to the standard composition of the raw substances manually. We will add the pure substances, what exactly the business process is containing, which how much percentage it is. Just we will add the raw pure substances inside raw specifications. Once the raw specifications are completed, we run the BOMBOS. Raw specifications will be added directly into the product composition. Once the product composition is formed, we will run the expert rules. Expert rules will automatically create the entries for standard composition and other compositions. So everything will be filled based on the values. All the values which are present in list specifications will, which are pulled into the raw specifications and all the total sections will be filled based on this information. We have 16 sections in the product specification. So most of the data will be created inside the product specification based on the rules only. We don't create or we don't manually maintain anything. That is the purpose of the rule. Rules will create the entries, and that the rules will place the information in all the sections. So product safety wise, MSDS, most of the sections are completed. Still, as an AHS consultant, or from you need to inform business. Once the rules part is completed, you need to inform the business to ask the remaining sections to be filled from the business. Suppose in your material, in your specification, you have water class property, and waste property, waste codes. Yeah. This is the information generally. There is no kind of rules and all. Just we need to fill this information in section 13 manually from the business point of view. So you need to create the information manually, and you need to maintain, because once you generate MSDS, all 16 sections will show. If you don't have data, the sections will be empty, and MSDS is not good. So please maintain. Please ask the business to maintain the data for these specifications. And finally, once you got them, you can create the MSDS. Double click on here, specification, reports, create report. It will create the MSDS automatically. Okay. And once the report is created, you need to go to report management tab, and you can able to see the report how it is. If you are okay with the report, just first it will create in the status of generation possible. Once you are okay with the report and you are satisfied with the MSDS, you can directly change the status to almost it is a fresh thing, so it won't have any reports left. But I can show you some existing data. Again, I will depend on some tables. See this? These are the reports which are created. To create a report, always two things are needed. One is template and one is generation variant. Template will give you the coding part, what exactly the information we need to print inside a template. 16 sections are there. Inside 16 sections, a lot of value assignment types are there. In each and every value assignment type, we have characteristics. So each and every characteristic we have symbol in template. While discussing on WW templates, I will give you the information more, and we will create the template on our own. And generation variant will deal with the stuff. What is the for what validity areas the information will display inside the sheet, and what are the languages to be supported. So all this information will be maintained in generation variant. Once you have both just generation variant and template, you can generate the report on your own by create a report and all. Just the report will be created and you can able to see them. This automation you can put. This is general. Super. There are some problems, but actually this is the process to see the report. And once the report is ready, you can able to see in Word document, this is the integration that needs to be maintained from the WWA server to your system. So this is the concept. If you are very much interested, you can click approve to make it as released. Most of the business cases, the report cannot be approved directly because after running the rules and all, still business feels something is odd and they need to do the changes manually. That is the task of business. What exactly they will do? If everything is created by the rules and each just consultant will do the work, then what is the work for business? Business need to check the specifications and they will go to MSDA sheets. They will identify everything is coming properly or not. If there is something is missing, then they will add the information manually because rules part is closed. They will add the information manually into the specification and they will create the MSDA sheets. And finally, they will approve it and they will make it into released status. Now the report is used for any other purposes. If you don't like the report and it is really not good, then you will trigger the historical button, and this is completely went to the historical status. No more use. No more use. So this is the stuff. You can double click on it, and you can able to see the statuses from which status to which status it was changed, and how who created it, what's the report category, everything you can able to see in this stage. Okay, and if you click I, you can able to see the status change. Every time it is start with generation possible, and if it is successful, it will create the report, and finally it will be released. Now, unfortunately, I made it historical, so this is done. So this is all related to report management. So this is the way generally we use to maintain the information. We will again go to our diagram. So we will create the reports by using WWI server. What exactly needed for creating a report? We need template and generation variant. If both are available, we can create. Okay, what else we can do? We can apply rules, and the rules will be run by using expert server. And what are necessary rule files? Rule files will be delivered by content. Templates also delivered by content. Generation variants we need to create manually. Rule files like MDB, RUL, RUC files. These are all the files which will be delivered by content. So this is needed for running the rules. What exactly we will do? We will take material. Okay, by using assignments. Okay, what else? Mhm. So these are all the information which we generally do inside a specification. Any queries with the sheet or with the diagram? Please open up. From the next 4 classes, I will take only related to the specification and configuration and also the parts involved in there, because it is a very important and basic module. If you are doing any module, AHS, BDT is a very important one. All the major configurations will be present inside this configuration only. So it is a must and should and really value added. So please check if there is anything missing, or if you have any queries, please let me know. This topic have really a lot of depth. So if you ask very slowly, I will start the depth part. Otherwise, do you have any issues with the template or file? Anything I missed, or do you, any information you didn't understand clearly regarding the process or the diagram or any other more objects? Please let me know, because it is a very big and much needed for the people who want to learn EHS. This is a very important topic. So please check if there is anything you didn't understand out. Otherwise, I will go for the next topic. Let us touch the initial configuration. Of course, if I'm starting the configuration, everything in 1 or 2 days, just people are getting really sleep. So I will touch the concepts and I will touch the configuration at the same place. Specify environmental parameters. To be frank, we can call this particular configuration as heart of EHS. Everything present in the standard process or standard business flows, everything will be controlled by using these parameters. How? SAP defined the process for EHS. Still, a flow is not always good if it don't have a chance to enhance or something, change the flow. A standard flow should like, based on the user input, a flow can be automatically modified. That can be called as a good flow. It doesn't stick to a particular process. It should change the path based on the business input. More dynamic is expected instead of static. Okay. More dynamic is really expected. That EHS solution is a complete dynamic thing. Even the standard processes can be controlled by using these environmental parameters. In each and every standard business programs or SAP EHS programs will have these environmental parameters over there. Based on the values which were provided in these environmental parameters, the total flow of EHS can be modified or changed. It depends on the environmental parameters. Suppose, I will give you an example. Previously, I mentioned, right, bomb was. Like the same way in our specification also, I will go to the header part, the specification header part. See, this is the category. If you click there, you have different kind of categories available in the system. It is a substance is a specification category. Substance is not the whole concept of EHS. Substance is one of the category present in a specification. Okay, like the substance, we have packagings, agents, we have multiple things over there. In a category also, we have a lot of things available. Substance is one of the information, one of the category available there. When we are talking about the bill of material, we will take an example of aerial powder 5 kgs. What exactly the bill of materials for this? Tell me, what can be the bill of materials for a 5 kg aerial packing? Now just explain what can be the bill of materials for aerial 5 kg packet. Just once you see the packet, you can see something, right? Which can be separated. What can be the bill of materials present for a 5 kg aerial pack? I have a pen. I can separate the pen cap. I can separate the refill. I can separate the lid like that. These are all kind of bill of materials. We don't create the pen directly. We will create the bill of materials first and we will assemble them. So like the same way, what are the bill of materials for a 5 kg aerial pack? So now the powder which is involved, what is the powder? Powder can be the substance.
Okay.
The powder can be the substance here. The packing from the outside and inside means the internal packing and the external packing. These two comes under packaging specifications, packaging substances. Okay. Previously I mentioned, right, there are different categories. The first category, substance category, is the powder. The packaging category is the internal and external packagings.
Okay.
And also the spoon also comes with the same. MSDS is a document once the material is generated or the packing specification is triggered with the proper input. So these are all the information. As for the business example, I received a statement like from the business, we don't have packaging substances in that project. They only deal with substances. They don't deal the packaging related. Packaging will be dealt by using material management only in the project. Then what they mentioned, when they are doing the bomb to boss, all the packaging materials will be excluded. All the packaging materials will be excluded. The internal, external packaging materials will be created as a specification inside bomb boss process. When you're running bomb boss, all the packaging materials will be created as packaging specifications inside the standard. Okay, this is actually standard, but what exactly the requirement is, the packaging materials will be excluded in the process of bomb boss. What exactly the substance is involved, the substance will be created. I will run the bomb boss by using the same transaction CG37, but I will maintain the bomb concepts here. Just what are the exclusion specification material types I will add here. So system automatically what it will do, it will just check the packaging and it will avoid the packaging in creating the bomb boss process. And finally, the bomb boss will not be created for packaging. So standard solution can be changed by using these environmental parameters. So environmental parameters are always really high level importance given to this field, because standard programs also can be modified, or the based on the business decisions we can change the environmental parameters and the complete flow can be changed inside EHS. So that is the importance for environmental parameters. User exits mainly we use it for expert rules. These are all the expert rules which are maintained, and also for report shipping also. Again, the categories will be maintained. Based on the categories, we will take care of the user exits and we will create them, and the function modules will be assigned to them. Based on the function module, the user exits will run and they will create the information inside the system. So all the export rules will come under the user exit category. Substrat So these are all the user exits which are responsible for rules. Clio PS, Clio DG, these are for OCC configurations. These are demo rules. ERC, content update. ERC underscore DG also will be there. Yeah. Previously on the old systems, it is circ underscore DG or something, but it is ERC underscore DG actually, because circ is a SAP product. Now it is completely changed. ERC, environmental regulatory compliance. So these are all rules. Expert rule, CAA, which is related to Canada region, I think. CN, China, Japan, Taiwan, composition rule, DAPIC, Australian rule, Korean, Japan. So all these are rules. SRE underscore dist, which is related to report shipping concept. We have bundle, check, delete, generation, packing, save, send. All these are the processes involved in report shipping. While we are discussing the report shipping concept, we will discuss them in a clear way. Assign parameters to the user exit, same the extension to the user exit part. I mentioned already there are some number ranges needs to be assigned. If it is an object, if it can be any SAP object, number range should be created for the object and the numbers will be assigned to that. So you can go by using this configuration, or you can open by using the transaction code SNRO. Okay, SNRO is the transaction code, and you can maintain SN underscore sub ID will give you the specification number range. Yeah, this is the one, and display. See this is the number range for specification keys. Customizing how many numbers we can add it and what is the memory and all these things. Intervals you can able to see there. This is the interval right now. It is external number range. This is internal number range. OE. This is 0E will give you the external, and see this. This is the checkbox which can give you the external. So if the specification is created from our side, we can create by using the alphabeticals. And if the specification is created from SAP side, it will create based on the numbers, and it will provide the number ranges status like this. So this is the concept of number ranges. Like specifications, we have number ranges for phrases. Every EHS object will contain the number ranges. Instead of sub ID, you can put PHRID. Then the phrase will come. Display, same concepts. You can able to see the phrases, again, internal, external. You can create as many as internal and as many as external. So that is the concept of number ranges. Workbench, there is nothing much. Yeah. You are specifying the ranges for the specification. Directly it is giving the sub ID number range directly. You can get here. Number range, again, number ranges. Tab pages. What are the different tabs you can able to see inside the specification? These are the tabs. If you want to create a new tab also, you can create it, you can customize it, and you can place the function modules, and the program is responsible for that, and they will be created automatically. Yeah. Header, identifiers, material joins, references, relationships, means inheritance concepts, status management, header status related usages. So all these are, you can create a new one, or you can delete the existing also if you don't really need. So that's the one. Specification types, just now we discussed about this. I will go for the specification types and I will end the topic for today. Specification topics. These are the specification types which are created based on the specification category. Please check specification category. If you create a specification type, you need to assign the specification type to a specification category. That is the reason for assigning. Content also will give you a lot of specification types, and also the assignments. and also different kind of specific property trees also. These are all standard mostly. If you want to create any custom, you can create it on your own. Suppose if we check for real substances, I will click real substance on it. Just it will give you the description, what exactly the specification type description. What is the user exit? If you want to put any user exit concepts in creating the specification type, you need any kind of coding related stuff, then you can add your user exit over there. Material assignment. The specification can be assigned to a material or not. If this checkbox is not there, then you can't assign a material to that particular specification. For a listed substance, pure substance, LSUN substance, there is no checkbox. That is the reason you can't assign the material directly to your specification. Internal, external, this is the number range concept if it is a default concept. ESN underscore sub ID, just follow this number range. This is the standard setting, and OI, OE are the internal and external number ranges. When it is creating from external, it will check for OE, and it is system is generating it is creating the OI because you are pressing just enter after entering the specification type and authorization group in your CGO to transaction code, and system is creating the information automatically based on this configuration only. Property tree, it can be anything. You can add whatever the property tree you want. You want to display it like this. This property tree can be default and the value assignment types or characteristic if you want to show the information whenever it is created. So this is all the concept. When it is coming to the assignment for the categories, these are the categories this particular specification type is available. Okay. Suppose if you open a packaging specification category specification and you are trying to create a specification type as real sub, you can't because it is not added there. You need to add the specification category if you would like to extend that particular specification type to the particular category. So next time. Property tree assignment. For the particular specification type, what are the property trees available? You can also see there. If you click this button, it will show you the information. What are the property trees available for this particular specification type? Okay, if you remove it from the configuration, you can't able to see that. These are the property trees assigned. If you want a particular property tree needs to be added or deleted, you can directly go into this configuration and you can delete it, and you can't able to see the property tree. You can't use it inside that particular specification tree, specification type. So that is the main thing. Referencing between the specification type. What specification type can be referenced in which specification type? That will give you the information. This specification type is real sub. Inside real sub, you can reference DG classification, this sub, LSUN, and real group, and also real substance external, and also these. These are the multiple specification types we can assign in the concepts of inheritance and also in the concept of references. So these are the two source specifications we can provide from there. So if the entry is not present, you can't assign. You need to manage this configuration, and finally you need to create the stuff. Tab pages. Tab pages can be depend on by using the specification type also. You can sort it there, and if based on the specification type, the sorting can be assigned. Like you want the material join will be on the top or first place, you can change the sorting sequence and you can implement it. See this in every time we are creating a specification, it is asking to maintain an identifier. So this is the default. If you put the same thing for any other, just will not ask any. This is the real substance, right? I will open the same again. I'm not changing the data. I'm just altering the layout. That's it. Material assignment is on the top. By using the configuration, you can play whatever you want. Configuration is the basic for all kind of manipulations and modifications.